So what's up guys, this is another story of As Group aka Isolation Media, giving you the video of some basic concept requested by SHA and Benztar. So let's start Unity. I booted up Unity, I think so, and Visual Studio is online. So let's start. So what I will teach you about basic concepts. Let me start with as Benztar said about animation. So let's give this cube a animation here. So let's create a folder here, name it animation. So create an animator controller which will control our animation. Let it be a cube movement, and create one animation which will operate the cube. Name it cube anim. Bit careful about naming, as so many, as I'm doing an empty project, and you will see that there is nothing here. If you do with many stuffs, you have to manage many animations to take care of naming, and also give this type of things, means a nameplate, so that you can easily find it. So let's go to player again. Wow. So we are going to have this. This is obstacle. I have tagged it as obstacle. So now every animator, for animation, you must be sure that you must add a component named animator. Done. You have an animator here. Animator never takes animations. Animator always takes animator controller. So just drag the animator controller here, and animator controller will contain the animation. So drag the animation in animator controller. You know what, how did I open it? You will see that here is an animator tab. You double click on it, animator tab will open, or you can add tabs from here. So that's for your normal knowledge. So we have assigned a cube anim, and you know what, there is no animation, so God will not set the animation for you. You have to do yourself. So there is another tab named animation. Add it. Just drag dock the tab in lower portion just for reference, and let's start animation. So there must be clips. These are called clips. So this will move from here or nothing, just a timetable like thing. So this is called, I don't know, somewhat pointer you can say, and this whole thing is known as dope sheet. So 60 samples are there. So select, you can directly it's a big tip you can say. So tap 60 and enter, and your pointer will move there only. Now from here, from initial position to last position of 60, you may record, means you want to record it. So let's start recording. You must select so that the add property button will appear. Oh, so what, which one, that obstacle 2, yeah. So it's fully functional now. Record button is also available. So you can assign from add property also, transform, and you can up down, you can change the box collider and also color of that object. So let's only do with some normal things. So set the pointer in 60 and start recording, so that this whole from 0 to 60 will record our animation. Let's start. So only down, you will see that it has seen our animation, means it has seen the cube has a movement, so it has recorded it. So just stop recording now, and you have your animation here. Wow, good, which you want. So let's, and from your for a kind information, now you know what you want to do, that down up means it's going down and you going up for a kind information. So let's make some extra clips, gapping 60 only, so makes it 120. So we have a 120 full length clip, and place the pointer in 120. So we have 120 in the pointer, and let's record again so that the cubes comes up somewhat here, and just stop recording and place preview, and yeah, we have our animation. Now you see what, when you tap on play, just it will horribly loop, not loop. So our animation is done, just dock it here. You don't want now, let me see here. Wow, it's animating and just stopped animating, so you don't want that. Make it loop, so that loop time and loop, so that it will loop again and again. If you don't want, don't do that, means it will loop again and again. In desert you will see that in downward position from up and down movement is there, so it's a normal thing. And cube movement, somewhat you want that the cube will remain here, and if the cube approaches this obstacle, this cube will start moving. So let's do that. Now we have an animator controller which will contain the animation, and from entry the cube anim will here, which you don't want, because in entry position there will be no variable or things. So you know what, you just add one empty state, name it empty, sorry, this one, no, empty, and you will just make it the default one. So we have no animation here. Now you will see there is no animation, no animation. So we want that it will go through empty and to cube anim. So now you will see after somewhat time lag, it is start animating, but you want that if the cube approaches here, it will start animation. So somewhat come to that animator. So let's define one parameter here, sorry, not layer, a parameter. So add a parameter named pull for your easy one. So is moving, name it as is moving, it is false. So let's make the transition true. If it is true, means if is moving is true, then it will play this animation, which is false now, means the animation will not play. So it is not playing, as you know. So now let's create. Now for kind information, cubes contain box colliders. You know what, cubes always contain a box collider, means it will always collide. So sorry, let's create one cube through player and just remove that, unparent that. Now I think here is the cube here, unparent it and make it somewhat bigger. So make it here. Now each trigger, let the each trigger be on. So what each trigger does, if some object goes through it, it gives a compiler a message that some word is passing through it, something. And what's a mesh collider? This invisible, invincible, or what? Somewhat invisible and not. So just make it invisible and name it anim trigger, I think so, and just color it. Wow, you have color, and you go forward, you will see that the anim trigger is, what the heck, I just have it. Now you will see that anim trigger is there. Now let's start some scripting. Add component, name it animation underscore cube, and let's start animating. So edit script, wait to be selected, and edit script. Now you know what, if you add the trigger, you have one function named onTriggerEnter, which will detect that which object is triggering, means going through it. So void onTriggerEnter, you will see that collider other is there, which will see that which object is correct. Now if other dot game object dot tag is equals player, means if the other collider sees that the object passing through that is trigger cube is a player, means tagged as player, which you will see that my player is tagged as player, if it passes through, it will detect it and some function will be done. So let's create one public. Public does what? You will see that you can choose from these options here, so they are all public variables. So public animator, name it anim. Now you will set the bool of anim, means parameter of animation, animator, this is moving will be true if it passes through here. So anim dot set bool, as it is a bool, you can set a float also. Set bool, taking a string, name it somewhat, name it, no, it I have named it earlier, is moving, give it in double strophe, comma, it will set to true, means the animation will play. Now you will see that if player passes through it, the animation plays. Now you will see, oh shit, I have the right trigger here. Let me see what can I do. Oh shit. Wait, let me declare the animation anim trigger here. See, the anim came here, so just drag your cube, the obstacle to here, which has the animator, and you will see that it has appeared as animator. So as it is assigned, let's say, yeah, the animation is occurring. Now let's tweak these scripts. You have somewhat private, another available, another function on trigger exit. If exits somewhat, if exits one place, exit the trigger, then it will carry out some function. So let's copy this and make it false, and now some magic will happen, which is what, if it exits the box which is invisible, the animation stops. Let's see. Shit, fast. Be Chinese garden. Oh yes. What happened? I think I have not entered the box, I think. See, but I died realistically. It's too much of headache, so let's make the anim trigger a bit bigger so that it detects us very easily. See, oh sorry, it has a loop animation, so you don't want that, I think so. So just stop looping that, I think, if is moving is true, and make transition if is moving is false. Means if is moving false, it will go to the empty one, means it will stop animating. Now it will work, I think, best. It has stopped animating. Let's restart it so that we can see it again. What the heck? Full heck. Something is happening. Why, I don't know. The animator is correct. Now that stopped. So it's fully working now. This request was for Benztar, I think so. And let's start with the SHA vibe request, the camera movement. So just really create one 3D object cube here, which will detect our camera. Name it cam pose. Now just see that this thing is placed where your camera is there. Control Shift F is the shortcut key to place where you are viewing the key, the scene view. So let's see. It will be good here, but the camera is here only, so let's be here. I mean, Control Shift F and your cube transforms to here. I think the cube is here. Yeah, this will be your camera reference position. So I'll make it invisible and just turn out the box to leather you don't want, and the color will be campus. Now if you must see the full video to see that which trigger I am using. I will use the same trigger which I use for the Benztar tutorial anim trigger. Now our camera will transform to that cam pose. So let's go for the cam trick trigger, which has the obstacle, edit script, and go for some scripting. You will take a public somewhat game object cam pose. Shit. So cam pose is here, and public game object, which is our camera, which will appear in editor. Name it as somewhat public, so that it will appear in the editor. Now if it enters the trigger, then make it some private void on trigger stay. Means throughout the time when the cube is inside that collider, this function will run, like the update function. You can also take a bool and start updating with the update function. Means if it enters the cube which has the trigger, then bool is true. Therefore in update you will set the cam position to that position with some smoothness with vector3.lerp, and if false then no. So just do with on trigger stay. I think it will be better, I think, for easier. You want some easy way, so this is only the easy way, I think so. So now let's transform the camera position. Camera dot transform dot shit dot position. What's is equals to vector3.lerp. This those word it interpolates between 2 points, means smoothly moves from one position to another. It will take a vector3 from, vector3 to, and time. So from position, what? Camera position. Home dot position to the position of campus. And let's set the time to 0.1. Let it be a late type of smooth movement. And I forgot to give the semicolon and I saved it, sorry. So let's see, there must be a two variable named campose and camera. So let's assign those, campose and our camera. So let's see what's happening. I think it's really gonna mess up because I think I made the cube a little bigger. Campose means this anim trigger, make it somewhat small and somewhat here, I think so. Let's see. Wait, it's a full mistake. If the collision is with player, then this will happen. That's why it was happening. My full mistake. Means if the other means the collider which is detecting that somebody is passing, so if it sees that our game object has a tag player, then it will do so. It's for a very short time, but I think it will work. Why it comes here? Because of that camera script though. So make the campus the parent of, let's see what happens. Oh wow, it's giving a good amount of somewhat, I don't know. Just play with this campose and you will see somewhat something happening. So let's try the bool method. Let's copy this and just delete the whole function. you can try with this also. And if is tag is player, let's create one private bool is lerping true, sorry, it will be false. Now if it enters and is lerping will be true. Now I have deleted the update function, just update it, means give the update function. You have that update function, and now if is lerping equals true, then somewhere this happens. So let's see, just triggering with that bool. Just play with the script and you will just have a basic knowledge how to do that. And you have that position here. I have set the position to a very dangerous one, so just don't bother with that, it's very annoying. And you have the position, so make the campus somewhat somewhere else. Well, here is the campus, let's see. The camera rotation remains same. You can also play with that camera rotation. The camera moves here, let me do this some backward else. This like you play in All About Us in the paper, I think you know it comes something what. Oh shit. So I'm using Control Shift F to determine the position of the campus. Now let's see if it comes backward or not. Here it comes backward. It's very fast, I think so. 001 will be good. Wait, somewhat late. So it has done, I think, but it is slow, so don't worry about it, it's working fully fine. And thank you. This is somewhat one tutorial video. You can also use the functions. Okay, I will teach you also that also. Now if camera's position, you want to change the rotation of that also, vector then camera, sorry, dot rotation is equal to quaternion dot slurp. It will take same thing but some quaternion angles, which is vector 3, I think so. So from quaternion A to quaternion B to float T, it will take vectors. I just forgot. Camera, oh sorry, transform dot rotation, it will take the rotation of camera comma campus dot transform dot rotation and comma 1 speed for speed. It is same as vector 3 dot lerp. It just only manipulates the position, means rotation, and vector 3 dot lerp does what? It manipulates the position, and quaternion does what? Rotation. It's just some scripting only. Now let's see. It's very fast, very fast. Make it slower. What compiler error? Sorry, F. The float value will be has a suffix of F. I think this is going long much. I'm just speaking. Yeah, the camera position change with rotation. Let's do something what with this. Now it will affect. Wow, it has changed, but somewhat very dangerously changed. Somewhat here so that we can see the cube at least. And just play with cam pose. It is going a bit. I'm using Ctrl Shift F again to determine the position. Now you can see that the cube is somewhat here. Just play with those and you will have the basic idea how to do that. And you have these song from Vortex from Jam in the Music. I will give the link in the description. It is a free music and it is told that I must give it somewhat credits. So you know what, it must be given. So thank you. It was specially for Benztar and SHA, and you can also try yours also. It's about basic concept. Those who doesn't knows about scripting, you must see this video. So thanks a lot. Again with some great videos I will come about the checkpoint, somewhat trigger about timing, means the button will only appear if checkpoint 1 is crossed. The checkpoint 2 button will appear. So thank you guys, have a somewhat nice day. So bye, and don't forget to subscribe in as group aka isolation media, and don't forget to go for the each.io. So bye, and let's test. Oh, I changed the view, man. I'm not just somewhat here, just following the cube. So thank you guys, have a nice day.